All right, good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in and taking time out of your evening to join us for another webinar hosted by StriveScan and the Virginia Association for Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers. So just a couple housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to type in any questions to our presenters throughout the entire duration of the webinar, so you do not need to wait for a specific institution to present. They'll be monitoring that question and answer button throughout the entire duration. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot hear or see you, but they will be able to respond to your questions via that Q&A box. And this is just one of many different StriveScan events that will be hosted throughout the rest of the spring and into the summer term as you continue your collegiate search. And finally, the presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week of this event on strivescan.com/Virginia, where you originally registered. And now I'll turn it over to our first presenter, Kevin from Shenandoah University.
All right, thank you so much. So my name is Kevin Zimmerman. I am the regional admissions representative for Shenandoah University, and just want to be able to talk a little bit about who we are for this next few minutes of time. To give you an idea as to who Shenandoah is and what makes our community unique, we are a small private four-year university located in Winchester, Virginia, which is in the northern Shenandoah Valley, which is about 70 miles west of Washington, D.C. Personally, I like to think of Shenandoah as a little big university. And what I mean by that is that, we have over 4,000 total students, and about 2,100 of those students are with us at the undergraduate level. So with our enrollment, certainly not too big, but with us, we really do like to think we're able to provide a comprehensive experience for everybody. This includes a diverse academic experience with over 80 different areas of study offered, and it's mixed in with a robust and active student life experience with opportunities to get involved in over 90 different clubs organizations across our campus. In addition, we have 22 Division III varsity athletic teams, and we have a renowned performing arts program, which puts on over 400 students' performances a year. We are not a liberal arts institution, and we really do aim to educate our students with professional preparation that's going to prepare them for what is going to lie ahead for them after college. We welcome students from many diverse backgrounds into a university community that challenges students to both grow academically and as individuals in an environment that's going to support our students as they grow. Our students thrive in an academic environment that features small class sizes, but they're also going to be exposed to a broad exploration of diverse academic interests and introduce them to multiple perspectives and different cultures and provide a high level of professional training. We prepare our students for successful careers in a wide range of fields and industries, and we challenge our students to contribute broadly to their communities. As I mentioned, our students have the opportunity to pursue degrees in a number of different areas, and this is going to be spread across 8 different academic colleges and divisions at our university. We are well known for preparing our students for careers in a number of different areas. This is including, but not limited to, healthcare, performing arts, business, information technology, and education. Our School of Nursing, we offer a direct admission pathway for this program for incoming freshmen, and we currently have a pass rate of over 98% in the national licensure examination. Our pharmacy school and our graduate health profession programs offer master and doctoral level programs in pharmacy. In addition, physical therapy, athletic training, physician assistant, and a number of others, including some unique pathways which offer a fast track experience and a guaranteed seat into our graduate programs. Our conservatory offers performing arts in music, theater, and dance, including a top 10 nationally ranked musical theater program. In our School of Business, students are exposed to an internationally accredited degree program that combines in-classroom education with experiential on-the-job training. We offer technology-based degrees in areas that are in very high demand, and we're the first college in Virginia to offer degree programs in virtual reality design and esports management. Part of our mission statement is to educate students as global citizens, and we encourage our students to explore different cultures in the classroom and through extensive study abroad experiences. We offer full-term, full-credit study abroad opportunities, as well as shorter experiences, some being for credit and some for not. We have sent over 1,000 students to over 60 different countries over the past decade through our Global Citizenship Project, which is a not-for-credit travel abroad experience which takes place during our spring break. All students who attend the university are given a MacBook Pro, an iPad Pro, and an Apple Pencil as part of our integrated mobile learning program. This technology is for students to keep after their 4 years and allows students to have access to the same technology. Adapting to the new technology is something that's very important for the future of our students, and we want to make sure that we, give the students everything they need to be able to be successful. We are a residential community with about 1,000 students living on campus each year. Freshmen and sophomores are required to live on campus. We have multiple, residence hall styles for our students to be able to choose from. We also offer a great support system, by way of learning resources, as well as, through mental health and physical health services that we provide and offer for our students. In addition, we have a great career and professional development office that's going to make sure that we're preparing our students for everything that's going to lie ahead, once their days at Shenandoah are done. With us, we work on rolling admissions. We review applications throughout the course of the year. Students, whenever they are admitted, are given a merit scholarship, which does range from $3,000 to $15,000 a year. And the rest of the students' financial aid package is going to be comprised of, local, state, federal grants, along with any other, need-based opportunities that can come about. So that's really all the more that I wanted to make sure that I touched upon, with Shenandoah this evening. I certainly will be around for questions later on. And thank you so much for having me this evening. I really appreciate it.
Awesome, thank you. And then we will turn it over to Virginia State to share a little bit more.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. All right, my name is Jalen Thomas. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at Virginia State University. This is a beautiful picture of our campus. We are located in Petersburg, Virginia, about 30 minutes south of Virginia, and not 30 minutes south of Virginia, 30 minutes south of Richmond, Virginia, 2 hours south of DC. We have been able to come back onto campus, and I'm now going to campus. So we really like to have a good time. So we'll get into some quick facts really quickly. And what I like to say about these numbers, it just really goes to show that Virginia State is very family oriented. So that student to faculty ratio of 13:1 really goes to show that you have the opportunity to have that one-on-one time and be able to build a relationship with your professor as well. So if you have any questions, you definitely feel comfortable enough to ask those questions. You'll recognize and see familiar faces in the classroom as well as when you're on campus. So you feel like you're at home essentially. So we definitely like to have a lot of fun on campus. There's a great balance of making sure that you are able to be yourself, but also get your education as well. So we have over 90 clubs and organizations that cater to acting, singing, fashion, dancing, makeup, anything that you could think of. And if it's something that we don't have, you can definitely be the one to start that club or organization and have a legacy here at VSU. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have clubs that are catered for your majors. So you have mass communications club, psychology club, math club, the list goes on and on, so that you get both experiences on the education side and your extracurricular activities. If you have some time away from your organization, you can attend our sporting events. We are Division II. We are part of the CIAA conference. So basketball and football are going to be the most popular, but we definitely like to support our fellow Trojans. Our Greek life, they are active as well. So if you're interested in joining Greek life, you definitely have that opportunity here at VSU. Study abroad isn't happening at the moment due to travel restrictions, but when that is back open, they will definitely put those things back into place. Now we're going to move on to the main reason why we came to school, and that is to get our education. These are our 6 academic colleges. I won't go over all the majors and minors, but you can definitely find in-depth information on our website, vsu.edu. You'll see a tab for academics, and then there's a list of degree programs as well as our academic catalog. And the academic catalog pretty much lays out all of the classes you'll take from freshman year to senior year. So it really gives you great insight as to what you're signing up for. But these are 6 academic colleges. I do like to point out Reginald F. Lewis, our College of Business. He was the first Black billionaire, graduate of Virginia State, as well as a product of the College of Business. So it's an awesome program. You'll definitely get the hands-on experience when you're in each of these departments. You'll have the opportunity to get out in the field experience as well. So we have a lot of partnerships with different companies to get those internships, great networking opportunities. There's an A Center, Academic Center for Excellence, that's there to assist you, our career center as well, and our writing lab. So you definitely have tools there to help you along the way. You definitely won't be by yourself. That's something that we take pride in. And, having that family, your professors really make sure that you're successful in the classroom and even when you get out into the workforce. So moving on to our tuition, really straightforward to the point, your in-state and out-of-state tuition. The only thing not included in this will be your room and board. So that's pretty much it. Kind of, like I said, straightforward to the point. And that is for the entire academic school year as well, just to clarify. Our application process, our application is free, doesn't take long to do, very quick, very easy. The essay is optional, and we are now test optional as well. So you have the opportunity to be admitted into the university with just your transcript and your free application. Our averages are exactly what they are. Our averages, they're not requirements, so we accept students that have below and above these numbers. So we have our definitely fair share of scholars, and people that may have been admitted with a 2.3 or 2.4. You never know. It's really a case-by-case basis. We're looking holistically to make sure that you're successful here at VSU. So moving on to our scholars, these are our merit-based scholarships. You can qualify with these by having SAT or ACT scores, and you can qualify if you don't have SAT or ACT scores. So as you can see, you have the requirements with the 3.0 and 3.2 GPA, and then for the bottom part, that is without SAT or ACT scores. So you do have to have that GPA and one of the 3 bullet points. So for instance, you could have a 3.5 and be in the top 25% of your class, or 3.6, whatever the case may be. And the same thing goes for the presidential. They are renewable each academic school year, as long as you maintain the GPA. Also, when you are awarded one of these scholarships, you are deemed an honors student and therefore a part of the honors program. The honors program is actually housed in that building that you see in the background of the presentation. It's a very popular building. It's called Quad 1. Quad 1 fills up very quickly because you don't have to share a bathroom with anyone, especially now that it's one person to a room, you have your bathroom to yourself. So that's why it fills up very quickly, but the honors program is actually, the honors students and the honors program is housed in Quad 1. So in closing, just to kind of go over everything, the one thing I did not mention with the automatic scholarship consideration, for the merit-based scholarships, there's no extra work. So once you have submitted your application and required documents, you don't have to do anything else. There's no extra essay. We'll be looking for those requirements in each application when we evaluate each student. We are rolling admission, so that means we accept students that have below, we're rolling admission. So we are always accepting applications, transcripts, and test scores. So students can apply in the middle of July and be admitted for fall 2021. Also, let's say you don't qualify when you submit your transcript originally. When you first apply, when you submit your final transcript, you may qualify for a merit-based scholarship. So you're always able to submit new documents. Also on this slide is some contact info. So if you have any questions after the conclusion or something comes to your mind, you can definitely reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to assist you. And I'm also available for questions afterwards.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Stoker. I'm one of the admissions counselors at Towson University. So just to give you an idea of what the university looks like, so we are the fastest growing university in Maryland. We are also the second largest in Maryland with about 22,000 students. About 19,000 of those students are undergraduate students. And it's really nice because we are a larger institution with a lot of those bigger school opportunities, like we're Division I in sports and having over 60 undergraduate majors. But at the same time, your average class size is pretty small. So your average class size is only about 26 students, so you really get to know your professors. You're not just a face in the crowd. You get to have those discussions and be engaged throughout the classes that you're in. And at the same time, it's a really great place to be because we have students coming from all over the country, all over the world, and also about 49% of students at Towson do identify with the minority, racial, or ethnic group. So it is a really good place to know students coming from all kinds of different backgrounds. If you're not familiar with where we're located, we are right outside of Baltimore City in Maryland, so not quite in the city, about a mile across the border. So very close. So it's really nice to be able to have access to the internships in the city with places like Under Armour and Morgan Stanley, T. Rowe Price, all those different companies that are right there in the city. But we're actually located in the city of Towson. So it's a small city in itself. I'll show you a picture of kind of what that uptown, bustling Towson area looks like in just a second. But first, I want to show you a picture of what the campus actually looks like. So this is not all of campus. You don't see our sporting complexes here, but it kind of shows you what the center of campus looks like with all your your academic buildings. So as you can see, it's a pretty busy area. There's lots of things going on all around campus, but at the same time, we do have a very defined campus, lots of green space. So even though you're kind of nestled right between downtown Baltimore City and uptown Towson, you have that defined campus. So kind of best of both worlds. This picture is also great because you can see an arrow that's pointing towards uptown Towson, and this is super walkable. So we used to, when we were on campus, we would actually take our lunch break, which is an hour, to walk up the hill from campus, get lunch, eat lunch in uptown Towson, and still have time to walk back. So it's very accessible, and students are definitely taking advantage of everything that's in that uptown Towson area. So this is what uptown actually looks like. So there's all kinds of different restaurants, shops. There's a huge 4-story mall that's right there, a huge movie theater. So basically you will never be bored. There's things going on, of course, on campus with all kinds of different student clubs and organizations. And I'll talk about that in just a second, but also there is that lively uptown Towson area. So if you ever want to go off campus, there's all kinds of things going on there too. Now I had mentioned that being a larger school is nice because we have some of those bigger school opportunities, like we do have over 60 undergraduate majors and over 100 courses of study. So there's all kinds of opportunities for things that you can do. And the other thing that's nice about Towson is we are major blind. So when you apply to the university, you might put your major on your application, but I won't take it into consideration as part of the admissions process, which means that you can then be flexible. You can change your major at any time when you get into the university, but it's good to know that you have access to all kinds of things when you're coming in as well. I do also want to mention some of our more unique programs like forensic chemistry, electronic media and film, speech language pathology and audiology and deaf studies. So I know some of those are more popular in Virginia in that area. So if you're looking at any of those fields, those are especially great at Towson. But of course, we have these other top 5 majors that you can check out as well. So I had mentioned earlier, the student life is very lively on campus as well as in that Towson area. So we are a Division I school. We do have 19 NCAA Division I sports teams that are all listed here. Of course, we also have club sports. So if you want to play sports, but maybe not quite at the D1 level, we have those club sports, which are still competitive, still go out and play other colleges and universities. And then we also have intramural sports. So just show up, have a good time, get to know other students, stay active on campus. And then if you're looking for something besides sports, we have over 250 other clubs and organizations. So whether that's Greek life with sororities and fraternities, about 17% of students in Towson are in Greek life. If you're looking for a multicultural organization, if you're looking for a service-oriented club, all kinds of ways to really get involved. Of course, we also have study abroad as well. So we have over 800 programs that students can choose from and different time spans that you could go. So if you want to go for a shorter program because maybe your major is nursing or education and it's harder to study abroad within your program, you could go for just the summer or just the mini-mester. Then we have semester-long programs, and you could even go for a year as well. And there's lots of different scholarships for those study abroad experiences to make it a little bit more accessible for you. So before I kind of pass it on to the next person, I do want to mention that our application is opening on August 1st for those of you who might be seniors next year. And our early action deadline is December 1st. So if you do apply by December 1st, you are automatically considered for merit scholarships based on your GPA. That is the only way you'll be considered for scholarships. So super important to get that application in by that deadline. And also to know that we will be test optional for students that are applying for the fall of 2020 semester as well. So we were test optional this year, but we are continuing that next year as well. So it gives you an idea of kind of what to expect going forward through that process. And of course, if you didn't see something that you're specifically looking for, we have virtual information sessions every Tuesday and Thursday, and you are welcome to reach out to me at any time because I am your admissions counselor. I work with all students who attend high school in Virginia, and I'm happy to help with any questions that you have. So I'll go ahead and pass it on to the next person.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley, and I am an admission counselor at Soka University of America. We are located in Southern California, and so we're totally all the way across the country. We are a small private liberal arts institution, and we are very much a very small campus. And so everything we do at Soka is very much mission-driven. Our mission is to foster a steady stream of global citizens committed to living a contributive life. And the way that we define global citizenship is through wisdom, courage, and compassion. Our campus is very small, like I shared. We have 450 students, with 40% of those students are international students. All students live on campus all 4 years, and all students pursue a bachelor's in liberal arts. And I'll go over that a little bit more in detail in the next slide. We are WASC accredited with 5 different concentrations in our academic programs. Our study abroad program is also required, and I'll go over that too. And we do have our NAIA athletics, along with some merit and need-based financial aid opportunities. And so here you'll see a list of our general education courses. And like I said, we do have 5 different concentrations, being environmental studies, which is more of your ecology, environmental management, policy and planning, and earth and ocean sciences. We do have humanities, which is more of your history, art history, literature, music history, and philosophy. For international studies, that's our global and thematic issues, international economics, development, trade, international relations, and peace and resolution conflict. Our life sciences concentration is your most newest one because that is your pre-med program, specializing in biochemistry, biology, and pre-health. And last but not least is our social and behavior sciences, which is your most popular concentration on campus because that houses your psychology, sociology, anthropology, economics, and political science. Like I shared, we do have a mandatory study abroad requirement. All students study abroad for a semester in their 3rd year at Soka. How you do so is that you pick one of the 4 foreign languages that we do offer, which is Chinese, French, Japanese, or Spanish. So you go ahead and study that for your first 2 years at Soka, and then you go ahead and study abroad for either fall or spring semester in a country that's correlated to the language that you chose. In the photos here, you see my student Mickey. She studied Japanese and went to Japan. That's a selfie with her and the deer. And she got to live in the residence halls or in the dorms of the university she attended when she was abroad. Learning Cluster is another opportunity for students to do another abroad experience. It does take place in the month of January, and this is more of your research-based seminar. If you like research, you're gonna do a little bit more during your 4th year because all students are required to complete a capstone that pertains to your specific concentration. Like I shared earlier, all students do live on campus. All rooms are no more than 2 to a room. And as you see in the layout, each room is built with a full bathroom. So full toilet, sink, and shower. You do not have to go to the community bathrooms around the corner or anything like that. All students do eat on campus in our dining hall, which is very much curated to any kind of dietary preferences from vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, and all of the above in an all you care to eat kind of style. And of course, I would say another highlight that I like to share with students is our laundry, because even though you'll have to do your own laundry, you don't have to pay for it with additional costs or load a card with credit or anything like that. All you need to do is bring your laundry and detergent, and that's all included with your room and board. Our Soka shuttle is most popular as well with our students because they like to take our shuttle to go anywhere within a 5-mile radius. Nearby hotspots would be either our malls or train stations to go to Los Angeles or San Diego, and of course the beach, which is about 20 minutes away. A lot of the students like to do bonfires at the beach, and we also have a surf club too. This is just a snapshot of the different programming that we do have on campus. As you could see, we are very much a foodie campus. We love our food. I believe the last program that I got to participate in is tacos and succulents, which is great because I got to take home a succulent. However, it did not survive during the pandemic for some reason. I don't think I watered it. These are other opportunities for students to get involved. You could see a list of different examples at the very bottom, but I'll go through some of the photos here. On your far left with those students making the symbols of 2021, they are my seniors this year. They participated in an on-campus job of being tour guides, along with being peer mentors as well. They graduated in May, and they both took up Spanish and studied abroad in Costa Rica and Spain. The middle photo is our student union on campus. And then on your far right, you'll see 2 students with microphones, and they are your orientation leaders on campus as well, welcoming first-year students who start off in the month of August before the rest of the student body moves on to campus in September. These are the list of sports that we do have in our NAIA division that we offer athletic scholarships for as well. And that's a picture of our recreation center and athletic fields. And last but not least, this is our admissions and financial aid process. And so for us, we do have an early action deadline of November 1st and regular decision of January 15. We are on the common application and we will be test optional again for fall 2022. And so those that application checklist are all the items that we do review in our holistic process. And because we are so small, we do get to read each and every one of those items at least twice and discuss your application and everything that we love about it in our committee. For your financial aid, that is what tuition and room and board looks like. Your tuition does cover all of your study abroad expenses from the flight, the room and board, meals, any kind of transportation, and of course the program itself. And for room and board, that's your living on campus expenses. We do have need-based and merit-based scholarships along with athletic scholarships as well. I am your assigned admission counselor for the state of Virginia. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you so much.
Awesome. We'll pass it over to Western Carolina.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I am looking forward to sharing some more information about Western with all of you. So my name is Susie Swartz. I'm Senior Assistant Director of Freshman Admission here at Western, and I'll go through some quick facts about us and share some different aspects of life on campus and academics and the application process. So first off, who are we and where are we located? So Western is the westernmost University of North Carolina system school. We're located in Cullowhee, North Carolina, which is about an hour west of Asheville. As you can see on the screen, we are in a beautiful rural area called the Cullowhee Valley, right where the Blue Ridge and Smoky Mountains meet. So if you're looking for that small town college experience, that is one thing that we definitely have. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a couple minutes. As far as our student body, we are a medium-sized institution. So we've got about 12,000 students on campus, about 10,500 are undergraduates, and about 4,500 of them live on the campus. And then we have many others living in the immediate area. We come from 43 different states, so all over the country. And our average unweighted high school GPA for the past several years of incoming students has been about a 3.4. And I'll talk a little bit more about admissions in a minute. Just to share some highlights of studying and living on campus, we offer 120 different majors at Western across 6 different colleges. So everything from the health sciences to business to engineering to different liberal arts programs, everything from anthropology to history to communication. We also have a wonderful college of education. We were founded as a teachers college. So you name it, we've got a wide range of programs. And we have, for a college of our size, we are very proud to be able to offer a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio, with 64% of our classes having 30 or fewer students. So we really try to keep classes on the smaller side. You will not just be a number at Western. You'll get to know your professors. You'll see lots of familiar faces when you are walking across campus. And you're going to be learning by doing too. A lot of majors will require you to do an internship as part of the program. We also put a big emphasis on undergraduate research. We've been consistently recognized for example, sending students to the National Conference on Undergraduate Research. So presenting something that you've done with a group of students or an independent study project, or maybe something that a professor is involved in, like a research project that you've gotten to do as well. So there's plenty of opportunities where you're not just sitting in a classroom taking notes, you're actually out there learning in your field. And then a little bit more about life on campus. We have 170 different clubs and organizations. So plenty of choices as far as what you are interested in. And if there's something that we don't offer, you just need 10 or more students and a faculty or staff advisor. As far as one special thing about us, as far as activities go, we have been consistently recognized as a top outdoor adventure college. And so we offer everything from our own trail system on campus to different opportunities like rock climbing 101, hiking, rafting and kayaking. There's also a great outdoor center right on campus where students can take out kayaks, canoes, and have that outdoor adventure. We're also about 30 minutes down the road from a ski area as well, if you're interested in that. And then as far as a little bit more about life on campus, we do require students to live on campus for the first year. We have 12 different residence halls, and we've actually got 3 that are currently in the process of being built to replace 2 of our older residence halls that were just torn down. So we're very excited about all of that and what we have to offer there. And we've got plenty of different options as far as dining on campus, 2 main dining halls and lots of different chains as far as food and the different choices that you'll have throughout your time at Western. So plenty of different options there. And there is always something going on as far as activities, whether that's on campus or off. We are in a small town and we have a wonderful relationship with the local area. So there's plenty of opportunities to get involved. Just very briefly about applying. I know many of you are probably juniors looking ahead to this coming year. So our application is going to open up in August, and you'll need your application fee, high school transcript, and your SAT or ACT scores. We are advising you at this time, if you haven't had the chance to take the test, go ahead and take it. For this past year, we waived the test score requirement due to COVID-19. So being part of the University of North Carolina system, we will go by that determination also for 2022. So if the University of North Carolina system decides that the testing waiver will also be in place for 2022, we'll have that updated. But for now, we are advising students to take the test if you can. You do not need to send us essays, resumes, or letters of recommendation, but you are more than welcome to. Anything that'll help us learn more about you will be helpful. And then if you decide that you're very interested in Western, you will be able to apply, like I said, starting in August, but our early action deadline is November 15th, which is very important to remember if you want to potentially get your admissions decision in mid-December, and then also make sure you have plenty of time to complete your scholarship application by February 1st, which is also our final deadline. And just to wrap up, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about us, coming to visit, and if you have any questions about the admissions process, you can email us. Our email and phone are there on the screen. And you can go to visit.wcu.edu. We are open for campus tours Monday through Friday. So we have 6 different time slots during the day. And we also have virtual visits. You can always set up a Zoom with us during the week as well. So with that, I'd like to thank you all and turn it over to the next presenter.
Thanks. I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen. Thanks for being here, y'all. I'm Nathaniel Brickhouse. I'm the Assistant Director for Regional Recruitment for Loyola University, Maryland. And we're a smaller, private, Jesuit Catholic liberal arts university. That's a lot of adjectives, located in Baltimore, Maryland. And we're about 10 to 15 minutes north of that downtown Inner Harbor area that you see in that middle picture there. And so we are technically within Baltimore city limits, but the immediate surrounding area around campus feels more suburban. So Loyola, in my mind, is sort of the best of both worlds, where you have that self-contained campus, doesn't feel like you're smack dab in the middle of the city, but it's a quick 10 to 15 minute Uber or car ride to get to Baltimore and all the things that that has to offer. We are primarily a residential campus. You're not required to live on campus, but 82% of our students choose to live on campus all 4 years, which I think is a really good reflection of the sense of community that Loyola offers. Princeton Review also rates our dorms 10th best in the country. So no reason to go off campus in my mind. And what I really like about Loyola is some of its numbers. I think it's best of both worlds when it comes to academics as well. So in terms of size, we're just under 4,000 total undergrad students, which for me was kind of that Goldilocks, not too big, not too small, large enough that it offers a wide breadth of academic programs, and we're Division I when it comes to sports, but small enough that, as you can see, it's a really individual education and experience. So average class size is just 20, student to faculty ratio, if you prefer that, is 12 to 1, and all of our courses are professor taught. So you really have the opportunity with us to develop relationships with your professors. It's the sort of classroom environment where you'll be able to raise your hand, be called upon by name, and really be an active part, an engaged part of the classroom experience. And we're also liberal arts, like I mentioned. So While we do offer quite a few majors and minors that you can see at the bottom there, you typically won't declare your major until sophomore year. So maybe you're undecided, maybe you want a lot of options when it comes to your major in college, but maybe you're not really set on one yet. Loyola could be a really good option for that. So in terms of those majors, we have really strong pre-health and pre-professional programs, pre-law. We do have a business school. We have a school of education. Some of our other really popular majors are things like communication, psychology. We also have more unique major offerings like speech, language, and hearing sciences. We have forensic studies as a major as well. We also have things that you might not expect a small liberal arts school to have. We have engineering as a major with 4 different pathways. So again, if you really don't know what you want to major in, but you know you want a lot of options and you want a lot of one-on-one advising and mentorship to make that decision, Loyola could be a good choice for that. Like I mentioned, we are Division I when it comes to sports. And since most of our students do live on campus, there is a lot to get involved with on campus. Last thing I'll mention on this slide is that 60% of our students study abroad, which is huge. That's a really high percentage. And it's really flexible. All majors can go abroad. We have a lot of geographic flexibility, and your financial aid follows you abroad. So you would pay exactly what you do on campus, wherever you choose to go. So even if you don't end up at Loyola, study abroad. But especially if you end up at Loyola, Maryland, study abroad is something that I personally really encourage, and our university really encourages you to do as well. We do have quite a lot of visit opportunities if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Loyola. We are currently offering on-campus tours, spaces at a premium because we do have to limit them. So if you are interested, sign up earlier rather than later. But we do have a lot of virtual opportunities very similar to this. There are one-on-one video chats with admission counselors for Virginia, that would be me. We also have specific academic webinars. So say you were interested in pre-health, you can sign up for our pre-health webinar and hear directly from our pre-health advisor. And you could ask her a ton of questions on medical school applications and what class is like. We also do have information sessions. This is a 6-minute whirlwind, but if you wanted a longer half-hour one, we offer that as well. And then we also have guided virtual tours. So if you're unable to physically visit campus, you can click through our guided tour, or excuse me, our virtual tour at your own pace. But we do have virtual guided tours as well. So you could speak to our current students, our current student tour guides, very similarly to what you would be doing on campus, be able to ask them questions that you might not ask an admissions representative, and really get that full picture of what Loyola could offer. Lastly, how to apply. We're on the Common Application. You're automatically considered for merit when you apply, and our merit ranged from $20,000 to $30,000 last year. Most of our applicants do receive financial aid from us. We really want this to be as accessible in education as possible. And then the very last thing I'll mention before turning it back over to our facilitator is that we're test optional, and we've been test optional for about a decade now. So absolutely no change in how we read applications this past cycle. Nothing's going to change in the coming years. And I'm happy to answer questions. Feel free to reach out either via email or phone. I'm happy to set up a time to have a more one-on-one conversation. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for the information. We appreciate it. So we will utilize these last few minutes in case anyone has questions or concerns that they may want to ask before we wrap up this portion of tonight's webinar. And before we do that, I just want to go over a few housekeeping reminders before we conclude. So just before we close out the webinar, you should receive a feedback survey, 4 questions, simple to complete, and we appreciate that feedback in order to improve upon the events that we've been hosting. Also, this is just one of the many different sessions being held throughout the country, obviously online, as well as throughout the rest of the spring and summer terms. And then again, in about a week, you should be able to find this session's recording as well as the other sessions at strivescan.com/Virginia. So again, we will utilize these last few minutes in case anyone has last minute questions or concerns for either one specific university or just a general concern. And again, we thank you all for taking time out of your night and sharing it with us.